Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of True Scary Outdoor Stories. Today's story is extremely disturbing, to be honest. It is one where a hunter took matters into his own hands to try and stop theft in the woods. Something that probably a lot of hunters think about when, when their stuff gets stolen, to be honest, but this might have been a little too far. Today, we look at the case of Mark Sawaf.
We're learning more about what led up to Mark Sawaf being shot and killed last week in Harlan County. Sawaf was in custody after police suspected he rigged trail cameras with explosives in Harlan County. Yesterday, a U.S. attorney filed a motion to dismiss Sawaf's indictment and also gave more details about Sawaf's death. WYMT's Caleb No has our top story.
The motion to dismiss Sawaf's indictment comes 8 days after he was shot and killed by a fire investigator. According to the motion, Sawaf initially denied he had anything to do with the explosive trail cameras, but later agreed to help police find them. We're told Sawaf was out with law enforcement agents last Thursday in Harlan County, showing them where the explosives were when he tried to run away.
An altercation took place, and at which time deadly force was utilized.
He was accused of planting explosive trail cameras in the woods and later was shot to death by authorities after they say he tried to run away from their custody. Tonight, police defused 2 more explosive devices they believe were rigged by Mark Sawaf. That's the sound of authorities safely detonating bomb-making materials discovered Wednesday in Harlan. Someone found a cooler full of potentially explosive ingredients and a bucket containing 2 IEDs, one of which had a fuse. The items were found near the home on Horton Street where Mark Sawaf used to live. Sawaf was arrested earlier this year after an ATF investigation into trail cameras rigged with explosives. He died after police say he tried to run away while showing them other cameras in the woods he had wired to explode. Authorities have already destroyed several IEDs they believe are connected to Sawaf, but this latest discovery makes them worry more could be out there.
So as we can see, this is a very serious thing. Planting an IED, when you think of domestic terrorism, you don't think of a trail camera, you don't think of a hunter. You think of Timothy McVeigh, you think of those type of things. So this is a clear case of being upset about something gone way too far.
He went on vacations with us. I mean, we knew him so well.
Leslie Penn's daughter dated Mark Sawaf for almost a decade.
Well, Mark was such a loving person. He counseled drug addicts.
Penn told us the last 2 months were beyond difficult for the 39-year-old. He was in federal custody for planting explosives in trail cameras in Harlan County.
Someone had been stealing these cameras. He was upset. So he actually figured out a way to put a little firework in a camera that was up in a tree that would go off when that person put a battery in it. And this was only supposed to scare them. It was not to really hurt them. It was not a bomb.
State police say one of those cameras injured a man in the chest and the hand. Penn says Sawaf worried about the other cameras.
Obviously, an IED in any sort of trail camera, although the family is saying this just to scare someone or like a firecracker, if someone is injured in any way, shape, or form, a kid could have actually done this, right? A child could have taken that camera off a tree, put a battery in to see what was on it, just maybe hoping to see a deer or a bear or a cat or whatever, and could have killed them easily. So something like this is extremely serious and way over the top. You know, I know over the years you've seen things of booby traps. There was a video on YouTube one time of a guy having some sort of booby trap spray thing where a hunter gets, for trespassing gets sprayed, but all these things are extremely dangerous, and absolutely you should never be doing any sort of booby traps. You need to use the law to fix these issues. And anything like this is always going to be deemed criminal, and it can't be done. Now, as far as the rest of the story where Mark was killed by agents and all that, I'm not going to get into that part, to be honest, because it's just not necessary for what we're talking about today, because I really want to focus on the hunting aspect of this. The point is that I don't recommend ever stealing a trail camera ever. Number one, it's not ethical to do. But number two, you just don't know what's out there. And I think that's one of the most important things as a hunter, even if you're trying to do the right thing by saying, oh, this has been out here, I've seen it for 6 months, I'm gonna take it back and turn it in or whatever, see if I can figure out whose it is by putting batteries in it. Not the best way to go, and it puts you at risk. And the one with the hunter who gets spray painted, says hunter trespasser gets painted. I mean, it's still not a good idea. Like, you are risking hurting somebody and actually going to jail yourself for something like this. Obviously, in Mark's case, I don't think he would have ran from the agents had he not realized he did something that was actually really bad. So I think that in the sense that, should you ever do some sort of booby trap, all that? Absolutely not. You need to put warning signs everywhere, video surveillance, just let people know you're being filmed. That usually does the trick alone. Things more than that, I definitely recommend getting your local law enforcement involved to try to fix those situations. But this trail camera booby trap thing is a horrible idea, and the risk to anybody, not just adults taking those cameras, like I said, kids, is a serious thing. And I hope we never see this type of thing again. I mean, who would ever think that someone would put an IED inside of a trail camera? I mean, that is like just crazy talk. So anyhow, what's your guys' thoughts on this story? I'd love to hear from you in comments below. Also, if you have any stories you want me to cover that I haven't, go ahead and comment below as well on those stories, and I'll try to look them up and find them. As always, take care of yourself and be careful out there. You never know what you're going to run up against in the field, and look out for one another. We'll see you next time on BowHunterPlanet.